Okay, so before I kind of go through some of the little nuances of the song, I kind of wanted to talk about the overall musical direction of this song. This is probably my favorite song to sing in the shoe. Um, there are many arrangements I love, but this is probably one of my favorite songs to actually sing in the shoe. And I think part of it has to do with like its message of radical hope, which I think is, um, you know, particularly important to different marginalized groups, particularly Black people and people of color. But I also love to sing this in the shoe because of aspects of it that I think are very peculiar and particular to Shades musically. This is definitely an example of a song that is often, even though there is music, passed down through oral tradition. And I also think that as a result of that and a result of other aspects of it that I'll speak to in a moment, there are ways in which things have been kind of fluid. And I say that partially because like some of the stuff that I sung, I'm pretty sure not everyone has sung in that way, and that's completely fine. In terms of even like what some of the notes are, I know that we don't even sing it necessarily exactly the way that Take Six does, even in terms of notes. But also, I think in terms of how we sing it, I think that whoever is directing the song is going to create the vision for this song. But for me, it has always been, for me, it has always been, creating the vision has always been about getting it to feel the way I want it to feel and not necessarily a sort of a strict way to get there. So I'm going to give an example. So back when I was recording Sankofa, there was this song that we recorded, and there was a ditty in that song that we loved. A ditty, like a background part in the song that we loved. Like whenever we would perform it live or in rehearsal, even though, obviously there's a soloist that's amazing, whatever, whenever this background part would come in, we would all like, ugh, because of how like delicious it sounded. And it was these two Shades women that sang it, and it's beautiful. So when it came time to record it, I had the one Shades woman sing the soprano part of it. I had the other Shades woman sing the alto part of it. And I noticed that they weren't singing the same vowels. And so because Shades tends, oftentimes for a rounder sound, I had one of them kind of round out and darken her sound. And when she did it, and I listened back to the two parts together, I was like, it doesn't feel the same way. And I recognized and this is something that has stayed with me ever since. I recognize that even though, like, technically, if you're trying to blend, everyone needs to be singing the same vowels, not really vowels in quotes there. I realized that like that's not always the case. Sometimes the blend that you're going for to create the feel that you're going for actually comes from different kinds of vowels from different people, or different kinds of intentions from different people. Maybe a certain part actually needs to be kind of growly while another part needs to be more smooth in order to create the overall picture. And I think that's like particular to Shades and to the Black music tradition, because sometimes to get the feel that you're going for and the sound that you're going for, it's not about making everything exactly the same. Sometimes it's everyone doing their thing, which is a bit of a Shades mantra. So I just wanted to keep that in mind because with this song, there are definitely like certain things that I do in my part that maybe not every tenor needs to be doing, but that sometimes if one or two tenors are doing that, that adds an interesting color. Or there are certain vowels that I preferred when I was singing it because it created the feel that I was going for that might be different from what someone else might go for. But what I'm about to speak to is what I did based on how Mary felt to me when I first heard it and how I wanted to then express it when I was in a position to direct it. And I think that that's like kind of the process through which each of us as directors and also as a group, because we also make these decisions kind of collectively, I think this is how each of us come to that decision, by really thinking about like, how does this feel and how do I uniquely express this feeling? I could